Let me turn now to Will Geddes. He's a security specialist and CEO of ICP Group, a leading threat management company, as well as TacticsON. Will, thanks for being with us. What do you make of this claim of responsibility? It sounds like this was, in fact, a terror attack.
Yeah, well, I think it was pretty evident, at the very early stages of this incident occurring tonight in Paris, that it had all the dynamics of terrorism, in so much as obviously the location's very iconic. So ultimately we know that particularly Islamic extremists are looking for a noteworthy location or backdrop for any kind of attack that they're carrying out, so that when it does actually get released to the press and the press are covering it, everybody around the world will know exactly where it is and where exactly it happened. The second thing is also the method of attack, and this attack obviously against both law enforcement and the military is again very much in the high priorities for Islamic extremism. I think, as your reporter was just saying, it is quite remarkable that obviously through the Amaq agency, which is the standard media agency the Islamic State use, that they've already taken, if you like, credit for this attack and even named the attacker. This is quite unusual. Usually it does take a little while before they do so.
So why do you think there's been a claim of responsibility so quickly after this attack?
Well, I think certainly when we look at the most recent notable attack, which was obviously here in London on Westminster, again, for a number of recent attacks, it's taken some time for Islamic State to obviously take credit for it. Now, in many cases, that will be because the individual that perpetrated the attack doesn't have any direct connectivity to Islamic State or to their hierarchy based in Raqqa or elsewhere. And it is individuals that are doing it in the name of Islamic State. In this instance, it would appear that the individual, and again, we'll have to wait for more information to come from the French authorities, particularly DGSI, which is their domestic intelligence service, that this individual was evidently known and may have been part of a larger cell organization group in France, obviously, and potentially even connected to this recent haul down in Marseille and a plot that was foiled there where politicians were very much on the sideline of this group.
Well, what do you make of the timing? The French elections are just a few days away. Will it mean, the right-wing candidates will do better at the polls? And I know François Fillon has already called for the vote to be suspended. Is there a chance that, the election will be delayed?
Well, certainly I know that the sentiment in France right now, generally across a lot of the people, is very concerned, obviously, with terrorism. They rolled out this Operation Sentinel, which was to flood the streets and cities of France, obviously, with military and police personnel. Now, as a result, this also is a double-edged sword in terms of it not only provides that more immediate capability to obviously thwart and stop attacks, as we saw a couple of months ago outside, obviously, the Louvre Museum, when there was an individual trying to take an IED in there, but equally, it also puts a number more targets actually on the streets. So it could go either way. And I think generally the French population are somewhat in the balance at the moment. I wouldn't say they're leaning in any one particular direction.
All right, we'll leave it there. Will Geddes joining us via Skype from London. Thank you so much.